Hi everybody, my name is Gina. Thanks for stopping by my YouTube channel, Life Lessons and Connections, where I share inspiring stories and challenge you and empower you to live your best life. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to stay calm during the time of coronavirus. And I'm going to teach you a little exercise that may just help you find a way through. So I'm a physical therapist by trade, and I lost my job when coronavirus struck. And it was, as you can imagine, incredibly upsetting. And you know, we're all going through something like that right now, whether it's trying to figure out how to get our children educated or caring for a loved one, an elderly family member. Maybe you've got the virus and that's very scary, or you've known someone that you've lost from this virus. We've all been impacted in such a huge way. For me, when I lost my job, it was of course really unsettling, but thankfully I have a side hustle where I create art and I donate a portion of my proceeds to special needs rescue dogs. And for me, it was almost a gift because I was given this expanse of time where I could work on my art. So what I did was I tried to create pieces that were calming to me. I actually created a series of pieces called my mantra series, and they were all based off of quotes or mantras that have helped me stay calm and centered throughout my life. One of those pieces, probably the most important piece, is called Let It Be. And this is what it looks like. It's an acrylic pouring painting with quilled letters on it. And this piece is available for sale. But the quote, Let It Be, has been very powerful for me, and the song Let It Be by the Beatles has been very powerful for me. It's gotten me through some tough times in life, especially when my mother was at the end of her life. I would drive to her house just so out of control. You're just so out of control in that kind of time, and that song and that mantra of Let It Be was really calming to me. So it was a joy to be able to create this piece. Another piece I created in my mantra series is called Breathe. And this is an acrylic pouring painting with a quilled design of the Buddhist symbol for breathe. This piece is also available. For me, when I get anxious or nervous, I tend to breathe real shallow and I tend to talk really fast because I can do that. And so reminding myself to breathe is a way that's really centered me over the years. So it was a joy again to create this piece to bring me some calm. I've done a couple other pieces with this mantra series. One was entitled Namaste, which means my soul recognizes the divine in your soul. And the final piece in the series was called It Is Well With My Soul. And both of those pieces have sold, and it gives me a lot of joy again to know that those pieces are out there doing work for someone else and maybe helping someone else at this time. So that's great. That's fantastic for me, isn't it? Not everybody can go out and side hustle and do art and feel this way. And now I've actually gotten a new job, and I'm back working as a physical therapist at an assisted living facility. And it's incredibly stressful to be around our seniors during this time. I have seen what this virus does, and I've had to watch families lose loved ones, and I've had to watch families not be able to see their loved ones, and I've been scared about coming home to my own family. And you know, I don't have the time to paint anymore because I'm working. And so what am I going to do to kind of get through this craziness that I'm feeling right now and this constant level of stress? So I thought back to an exercise I learned a few years ago. This is not my exercise, so I want to make that clear. I learned this from a psychologist at Duke University. When I was an employee at Duke, Duke recognized the high level of burnout and stress in healthcare providers, and they actually did a mindfulness training program for all of the staff. And this is an exercise I learned from Dr. Brian Sexton during that mindfulness training, so I want to give him a shout out. I don't take ownership of this at all. But the exercise is called 3 Good Things, and it's really simple and really, really cool. The concept is that every night at the end of the night, right before you go to bed, you write down 3 good things that happened to you today. And not just 3 good things that happened, but 3 good things that you contributed to. What role did you play in those 3 good things? And here's the background. There's no biological reason for us to remember the good things that happen to us. We are programmed, we are hardwired to remember negative things. And that comes from that fight or flight response that's based in our brain. So it's not that important that I remember a pretty flower or that someone gave me a compliment, but it sure is important if I burn my hand on the stove that I remember not to do that again, because it's going to hurt again. So that kind of accumulates over time, and we get a lot of junk in our brain, a lot of negative stuff that takes up space. And we also tend to ruminate at night, right before we go to bed, about all the stupid things we did all day long, right? So the point of this exercise is to get you to be mindful about the good things you contributed to your day. And if you're like me, when I was sitting there listening to Dr. Sexton talk about this, I was scratching my head going, I haven't done any 3 good things today. I'm just living my life, doing my job, trying to get home, right? But that's the whole point. It doesn't mean that you didn't do anything good. It means you weren't mindful to the good things that you did during the day. So tomorrow, as you go through your day, I want you to be thinking actively about the good things you're doing. And then tomorrow night, you write them down. 3 good things that you did and that you contributed to during the day. The cool thing about this exercise is when I did it, I started to find myself looking for good things to do. So I wasn't just reflecting back at the end of my day at something I had done. I started seeking out ways to help other people or do good things. It was a really neat way to kind of change my the way I thought about how I went through my day and being more mindful about my day. What's so exciting about this simple little exercise is Dr. Sexton was doing a lot of research on this exercise, 3 good things. And his research has shown that if you do this exercise for 6 weeks, every night you write down 3 good things that happened and what you did to contribute to those things. In 6 weeks, it shows decreased stress levels, decreased burnout levels, improved sleep, and probably the most profound impact that stuck with me is that it is more effective than Prozac at combating the signs of mild depression. Wow, that's pretty cool, right? I mean, doesn't cost you anything, doesn't hurt anything, to just think about 3 good things you did during the day and write those things down. And who knows, maybe at the end of 6 weeks, you're a little further ahead than you are right now. So I've gone back to doing that exercise again because some of these days are kind of tough to get through, and it doesn't do you any good to stay wound tight all day long. You know, it's just not a good way to get through the week. It'll suck the life right out of you. So I'm going back to my 3 good things exercise and really trying to be more mindful and calm. So that's my exercise for you today. I hope you give it a try. I hope you maybe find some value in that. The other thing that I like to do is I like to leave everybody with a quote. Quotes are one of my things. So your quote for today is, "Peace does not mean to be in a place where there is no trouble, noise, or hard work. It means to be in the midst of those things and be calm in your heart." So take that with you today as you go forward. Take a deep breath, and I wish you peace as you go through these really stressful times. If you like this story, subscribe to my channel, give me a like. You can always jump over to my Facebook page, Life Lessons and Connections, if you'd like to see more of my art or hear more of my stories. And leave me a message or a reply, and I'd love to know what you do to get you through these times. So thanks for coming by.